everybody, this is Tom from Show Me Coasters. Today we are at Mason, Ohio at Kings Island, just north of Cincinnati. Kings Island has a long history. The park was originally built in 1972 by the Taft Broadcasting Company. After they had bought out Coney Island, that was another park just 10 miles east of Cincinnati on the Ohio River.
It was plagued by flooding. Yeah,
that one was plagued by flooding, and they didn't have much room for expansion or for parking either. So they decided they wanted a higher ground spot. So let's go inside and explore the park. Well folks, we just came through the gate, and this is one of the most breathtaking views that you can see when you come in through the gates at Kings Island. There's the Royal Fountain with the Eiffel Tower in the background framing the shot. We're on International Street right now. International Street is themed to a European villa. You'll notice different architecture from different areas around Europe. So International Street has two flat rides in it, along with the observation deck of the Eiffel Tower. The first ride we're going to come to up here is going to be Boo Blasters on Boo Hill, and then we'll go up to the Eiffel Tower from there.
We'll go around the bend here to the right after this building.
So we'll be taking a ride up here.
Okay, we just passed Grader, so we're going to walk down. We just turned right on Grader, so we're heading to Boo Blast on the hills. I'm sorry, tongue-tied today. This is the first dark ride.
This is Boo Blasters on Boo Hill. It's part of the International Street section. It was changed over in 2010 to Boo Blasters. Before that, it was Scooby-Doo Haunted Castle. So now we're going to walk back to International Street and head towards the Eiffel Tower. So we're back at International Street. We're going to head over to the Grand Carousel back behind the Eiffel Tower. And then after that, we're going to go up
across the midway of the park here.
So this is the Grand Carousel here at the park. It was built in 1926 at Coney Island and was relocated here whenever the park opened in 1972. It was built by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. So now we're going to go up in the Eiffel Tower and give you a bird's eye view of the park, and then we're going to come back down and head towards the action zone. Okay folks, we're up at the top of the Eiffel Tower. What you see below us is the International Street with the Royal Fountain, which is in full bloom today. And off that section over there is the action zone. That section there in the woods with the lake there is the Oktoberfest section. And then, yeah.
Where is the
Fest House is right there.
Okay.
Right there is Fest House, that large building right there. And then that's going to bring us around over to Coney Mall. And I'll pay in a little more on that here in just a second. Hang on. So that is the rest of the Coney Mall section. Coney Mall is the largest section of the park. And as we pan around here, we're going to see
vortex
and that over there is the Rivertown section of the park. That's where we have Diamondback, the Beast, and Mystic Timbers. And just to the right of the Diamondback here, right below us, is the Planet Snoopy section of the park. And just beyond that, off in the distance there, I'll zoom in a little bit for you, is the water park, Soak City. So folks, we're back down on the ground. We're heading back towards International Street now.
Towards the front.
Towards the front of the, yeah, heading towards the front of the park. International Street serves as the entry plaza for the park. It's lined with a lot of gift shops and restaurants as well. So the Royal Fountain holds 660,000 gallons of water that sprays continuously through while they're open. During the winter months, during Winterfest, they convert this into a skating rink, and you can actually rent skates and ice skate on it.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. So we're going to head down over here. We're going to head towards the action zone now. Okay, so we're heading back down International Street. We're going to show you one of the unique things of Ohio here in just a moment. So folks, Skyline Chili is an Ohio staple here. Their chili is unique, and it has either chocolate or cinnamon. Some people say cinnamon, some people say chocolate in the recipe. It's
an acquired taste.
It's an acquired taste for sure.
I'm used to it.
So we're gonna turn to the right here and head towards the action zone here in just a moment. This building here in front of us is the Kings Island Theater. I'll get a good shot of it here in a second. They have a new show that's playing here this year.
In the wintertime, the theater's used a lot for the...
Yeah, they do have musicals for I think...
For Christmas time.
During Christmas. So
now we're heading into the action zone.
Now we're heading into the action zone section of the park. So we're coming into the action zone now. The action zone was added in 1974 as a 100-acre wild animal preserve. It had a monorail ride that took you on a tour through the section. It was rethemed in 1999 as the action zone. And it has 3 coasters and 2 flat rides and 1 water ride in this section. The first ride we're going to come to is Delirium. Delirium is a husk giant frisbee. It's one of the smaller ones that are in...
it's only 103 feet.
That are in existence. Yeah, it's only 103 feet. And
I think King's Dominion has one the same size.
That could be. They're kind of duplicates of each other.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. Are you getting all of it? The next ride we come to is going to be Banshee. The Banshee is a B&M inverted. It was added in 2014. It holds the record as the tallest, longest, and fastest B&M inverted in the world. Okay, our next coaster is back behind the Extreme Sky Flyer here. We'll come back to it in just a moment.
Folks, this is the park's gondola coaster. This is the second prototype. The original prototype, built in 1981, had a lot of mechanical problems. This one was rebuilt in 1993. It has changed names a few times, from Top Gun in 1993, then it was switched again to Flight Deck, and switch back in 2014 to the Bat again. Folks, we are back in Action Zone. This one right here to my right, it's the park's Extreme Flyer. You see this all over the country. It's the bungee cord ride. It's an extra cost flat ride. This is the park's drop tower. This is the park's drop tower screen zone. It is the tallest rotating drop tower in the world. It's built in 1999 by Intamin. This is the park's Shoot the Chute. It's one of the staples of most amusement parks this day. Folks, this is the park's inverted boomerang, added to the park in 1999. This kind of ride is far and few in betweens. A lot of Six Flags and Cedar Point parks remove a lot of these inverted boomerang. Folks, we're back to the front entrance where we enter Action Zone. That's where we came in. This structure, this silo structured metal building right here, harbors a few restaurants and indoor restaurants, and sometimes they have live bands. So I'm going to walk you in and show you what it looks like from the inside. Yeah, sometimes this place is good when it's humid outside and you want to get out the heat. This is the stage where they have live performance while you're eating. You can watch the shows. Well, we just left the Fest House and are heading into the Oktoberfest section of the park. This section of the park, you know, contains multiple shops and mostly a fee for activity, and I think it has one roller coaster in here.
One roller coaster, one flat ride, and a extra pay ride.
Yeah.
In this section.
Adventure Express is Aerodynamics tubular mine train built in 1991. And it's themed to Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, the archaeological theme.
This is one of the most themed mine trains that I've ever ridden on. It's really cool, actually.
It's a great ride for a mine train. Folks, we are leaving Oktoberfest and heading into the Coney Mall. So I'll shut the camera off and start again with the Coney Mall section.
Okay, folks, one of the things that you'll notice is that the Eiffel Tower is central of the park. And if you can find your way to the Eiffel Tower, you can find your way anywhere in the park. The next section we're coming up to, we're in the Coney Mall section now. And our first ride over here is going to be the entrance for the racer. I'll try and see if I can get close and get some footage of it itself. So, the racer was built in 1971 by Philadelphia Toboggan Company. It is original to the park. It opened in 1972 at the park. We're going to try and get some off-ride footage here now. So that's the lift hill for the racer. It's a dueling track racer, roller coaster. One of the things, if you're old enough to remember, you might remember that this roller coaster was featured in the Brady Bunch episode Cincinnati Kids.
Been around to Vortex.
Here, also, this section is the largest section of the park. It rolls all the way down to the Windseeker and bends around over past Vortex to the stunt coaster, or backlot stunt coaster. If you watched our video for Christmas, this area was blank. They built a new restaurant here for this year. So our next ride is going to be over here to the... So there's 3 flat rides mainly in this part of the park that were original to the Coney Island. The Monster over here. So this section of the park, the Coney Mall, it pays homage to the original Coney Island with its layout, and it's supposed to look like the original Coney Island. The flat rides that we have over here with the Monster, which is the park's octopus, and the Scrambler, which is over here to the right.
More skyline chili. Also, this area contains a lot of...
And the park is also the park's midway gaming section area with a lot of the carnival rides and such.
Carnival games.
Or carnival games, I'm sorry. Did I say carnival rides?
Yeah.
I meant carnival games. And then the Dodge cars down here. Dodge is original to Coney Island as well and was relocated here. So like I said, the Dodgeum was the cars, the original bumper cars for the park. These actually came over from Coney Island. This setup was built in 1926 and was remodeled in 1986. So the ride right there is Zephyr. It is a wave swinger built in 1986 by Zeitzer.
Actually, I don't know, it was not here originally.
It wasn't in this spot originally, it was in another section. Okay, our next section is going to be X-Base, so I'm going to shut it off and we'll cut it off after we get back under the coaster. Wait. Okay, we're heading into the X-Base section. It's based on a military base. It has 2 coasters in it, Flight of Fear and the Firehawk. We'll get closer and talk about both. Okay folks, this is Flight of Fear. It's built in 1996 by Premier Rides. It's a indoor spaghetti bowl with a linear induction magnetic launch. The theming on it is based on like a UFO crash site with storage of a UFO inside, kind of like an X-Files type thing. Next ride we're going to come over to is going to be Firehawk. I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, folks, this is Firehawk. This is the park's Vekoma Flying Dutchman. It was built in 2007. It's very similar to the B&M flight coasters like Superman Ultimate Flight. The only bad thing about this one is you lay on your back as you're going up the lift hill, and your feet are actually higher than your head are. So you're kind of getting a blood rush from that before you even start the ride.
Your feet should never be higher than your head.
Yeah, your feet,
and it's a rough ride.
And it's rough, yeah. Okay, folks. We're back on Coney Mall now. We're going to go head on down to the Windseeker, and then from there we'll take it back over around Vortex and back up around over into towards the Rivertown section. Just taking a few seconds of video. Okay, folks, this section over here used to be the entrance to Dinosaurs Alive. It was an interactive display of animatronic dinosaurs that they took out last year. It was actually kind of a cool little side piece. Alright, folks, we are at the entrance of Windseeker. Windseeker is the park's Mondial Windseeker swing. It's 301 feet tall, was added in 2011 to the park. The nice thing about this one is that you're riding on it, you can actually listen to the music. They have speakers built into the seats. Okay, folks, Vortex is the next coaster that you come to. It was built by Aerodynamics. It's a looping coaster. It held the record at one time for the most inversions when it was built in 1987. With 6 inversions. And it was only superseded by the Shockwave at Six Flags Great America the following year. This is the park's Huss Troika ride, built in 1975. It's the first generation Troika. Used to be called Troika, actually. Now they call it Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
This park has a lot of flat rides.
They do. Okay, folks, the next coaster that we come to is going to be the Backlot Stunt Coaster. It was built in 2005. It's built by Premier. It's a launch coaster. It was built by Paramount as the Italian Job stunt coaster, and then rethemed to Backlot Stunt Coaster when Cedar Fair took over.
Folks, we're leaving the Coney Mall and entering the Rivertown section of the park. To my left is La Rosa's. During the summer, they have a lot of good deals on cheap pizza, like $1 a slice for pizza.
Yeah, they have those dollar days in the fall.
When you're on a budget, it really helps. So we're gonna walk you. I'm gonna turn to the left here and take you to the Beast, right by where the metal coaster is. The Beast is the park's iconic wooden coaster. When it was opened in 1979, it held the record as the tallest, fastest, longest wooden coaster in the world. And it still holds the record for the longest wooden coaster at 7,359 feet. If you ever come to this park, you need to ride this park at night. It's got a great night ride. We're still in the Rivertown section, so the next coaster we're going to come to is Mystic Timber. I'll start filming when we get to that coaster. Mystic Timber is the park's GCI coaster, opened last year, and it won the Golden Ticket Award for Best New Ride. This coaster honors the rich lumber history of the Ohio Valley that we're currently at.
So this is the station for Diamondback, and we'll show you the off-ride for this and give you more details on this ride in just a few seconds.
The Diamondback is the park's B&M hypercoaster, built in 2009. This hypercoaster is a little different. The seating is tiered seating, where 2 seats in the front are closer together, the back rows are further apart, and it prevents obstruction of view. And it's one of the great coasters. Last year this coaster had developed a rattle, so I don't know if they got it fixed yet or not. Now sounds like the rattle's still there. Folks, this is Race for Your Life Charlie Brown log flume. It was built in 1968 in Coney Island. Was relocated here to Kings Island when it opened here. It's a great family ride. Planet Snoopy is the park's kids section. This park has won many golden ticket award for the children's section. I don't know exactly how many years, but there's 2 coasters in here. But we'll walk quickly for children's privacy. Just show you a little bit of this the kids section. Some of the flat rides at Planet Snoopy. This section contains 20 kids ride. To my left here is Snoop. It's Flying Ace Aerial Chase. It's made in 2001. It's a Vekoma suspended family coaster. More flat rides for the little ones. The park's petting zoo area. Cedar Fair still have these. A lot of the Six Flags has removed a lot of their animal attraction, but Cedar Fair still kept a lot of their animal attractions. Woodstock Express is the park's second kids coaster. It was built in 1972 by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. It goes about 30 miles an hour. It's actually a pretty good ride for the little one. Folks, we are coming to the end of the tour. Boo Blaster was the first flat ride we introduced to you, so I'm going to take you back to International Street and close out the video and say goodbye to you folks. Folks, thank you for joining us at Kings Island today. If you should ever be in Ohio, please check out this park. It's a great park for the family. And again, thank you for joining us. Good night.